Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'll be doing a review for Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 5, Chupacabra. So for those who haven't seen it yet, I recommend you stop this video, somehow watch it, and then come back and watch my video. I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it. Mm. So yeah, so Chupacabra is the 5th episode of Season 2 for The Walking Dead. And yeah, so as review goes, I'll do a quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then I'll rate it as usual. So yeah, so basically this episode was way better than the last one, Cherokee Rose. Um, just put it at that. So basically, this episode, again with the whole Sophia drama, trying to find her. Basically, Daryl finds her doll, or the doll that Morales' daughter gave her at the 4th episode, I believe. Whatever. So Daryl finds her doll after being stranded because his horse, got scared of a snake and basically dropped him. And whatever. Actually, no. He found the doll and then he got dropped by the horse. And then he comes back. Daryl comes back and basically gets shot by Andrea. And then, almost like a subplot, you see Shane and Rick basically discussing on who has the moral authority over this group, and who has just who is the leader of the group in overall and in general, as well as should they just stop the search for Sophia. And there's actually this one very interesting part, it's a very interesting quote, and it's said by Shane, and he's kind of right, and it goes something like before the apocalypse, if somebody went missing, you had 72 hours to find them, and after that they're dead. But now in this role, that may be less. I forgot exactly how the quote went, but it's something like that. So, and yeah, that's a pretty interesting note. I really like that quote, and it's very interesting. Um, you had some pretty cool Daryl action. Beating up those two zombies to a pulp with a stick, and then taking the arrow or the bolt or whatever, out from his hip, and then shooting it at the other walker. That was cool. That was that was suspenseful, and it was actually pretty cool. And a total badass moment for Daryl. And then and then his whole moral compass, kind of him hallucinating with Merle. That was pretty cool. Him being more of a badass. Him eating that squirrel. You see him maybe being a survivalist at this point in the episode. You really see more of Daryl. You see more character evolution, and I think that's one of the best things about season 2. You see more character evolution, specifically from Shane and Daryl. And this episode was one of those episodes that really brought out the evolution from both of them. You see Daryl being more badass. You see him being more of a survivalist, and seeing how without Merle he's basically a bit fucked up. And then you see Shane, on the other hand, who's already fucked up, and he's getting more fucked up, looking for Sophia, saying this is a waste of time. And he's kind of right to an extent. Michael Rooker, he did a pretty cool cameo. Well, I wouldn't call it cameo, but a guest star or whatever in this episode. Norman Reedus and John Berthel. Props to them. They're pretty good in this episode. This episode was one of the better episodes of season 2. And yeah, and then Daryl getting shot at the end. Well, that was, I actually thought he was dead at first. And yeah, then basically go off to the next episode. And Andrea just shooting Daryl. That was actually one of the closest moments of Daryl getting killed off the show. I mean, I think the only other time that's been very close would be maybe in the mid-season final for season 4, where he's basically cornered by by that one walker by a cabinet while he's getting shot at. I think this time and that other time, like maybe the 2 times he's ever been closest to being killed off the show. Damn. I really enjoyed this episode. I mean, it had great acting. It was way better than the last one. It was a very strong comeback from the last one. Something I believe they needed to do. They realized, oh, Cherokee Rose didn't do so good, and you come back big and strong or whatever in this next episode, and that's what they did. And yeah. Oh, and the ending, that was amazing. The realization that there's walkers in the barn with Glenn, that was amazing. That was that was suspenseful. Not really suspenseful. That was like one of those twist endings. That was like one of those what the fuck moments. Even if you read the comics, it was still kind of one of those what the fuck moments. And you still see a bit of Glenn and Maggie interacting. Can't believe I almost forgot that. And then you see a little bit of Carol and Daryl action. Kind of interesting. Yeah. I mean, it was just wow. Yeah, that's basically the whole synopsis of this episode. I like the acting was superb. Whole plot was way better than the last one. It was way better written. It was just altogether a way better episode. But as usual, there are a couple complaints, and really the only few complaints I have would be that what's her name, Maggie, she seemed a little bit of a bitch in this episode. A little bit. Like, or well, not really bitch, but she seemed she just seemed weird in this episode. A little bit of a bitch, but there were other stuff in this episode that bothered me more specifically with Maggie, especially that one table scene. I mean, you're passing the notes. It's not you're gonna. I mean, she should have opened it up and then said something like, "We can't do it right there. Let's do it at my room" or some shit like that. But no, she waits till like the very last second to actually open the damn note and see what he wrote. So that's one thing I really don't like. But I think the introduction to the barn rockers could have been done way better, well, a little bit better. Because that seemed kind of weird, awkward, seemed kind of weird. So yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'd have to put this at a 7.5. It is one of the better episodes of season 2. I mean, it does have its problems, most notably with Maggie. But you still have that pretty cool interaction between Rick and Shane, and Glenn finding out, and Maggie and Glenn interaction, and the Carol and Daryl interaction, and Daryl being a badass and overall. But as usual, but this episode also seems a bit slow, which also takes doesn't really take me out of the experience, but it's a little it bothers me at times. So that's another problem. It's a bit slow, but whatever. So 7.5 is what I will give it. So yeah, if you're not already subscribed, I recommend you subscribe because I also do other videos on The Walking Dead. I also review movies and comics. I also review stuff in the news or media news or whatever that has happened in general. Whatever. Besides that, comment below if you've seen this episode. Tell me what you think about it. Do you think it should be a 7.5? Do you think it should be something higher, like an 8, 9, or 10? Or lower, like a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1, or even a 0? So, yeah. Yeah, I lost my train of thought again. I've had a headache for some reason, so whatever. What was I gonna say? Share on Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, or Vine, or whatever you guys prefer. It's your decision. And New Year's is a few days away, 3 days away, or 4, depending which day you count New Year's. Some people count it on the 31st or the 1st. So 3 or 4 days away, whatever. So yeah, happy for New Year's. So am I. Comment that below too. And yeah, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Tell your friends, families, and neighbors. Comment below on your thoughts on this video and the episode overall, and whatever. And this is Daniel Mart signing off.